Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone and welcome to this new video from the series that I named maxscript tips series, where in short few minutes I will do something that you will probably learn something from it. So this is what I'm gonna do in this video. We're gonna create this thing here. So if you are interested, you should wait to see what it is. Otherwise, you should see it anyway. So let's start. Let's reset 3Dsmax. Let's change our display into this mode and make here maxscript listener by right click. Make perspective here and say apply and OK. Let's create a cylinder. Press F3 to have realistic view, and that's it. Now what I'm gonna do actually is add UVW map modifier and change it into cylinder. Go to the material, bring a bitmap that I just created in Photoshop for this tutorial, a simple texture, and add it to this and display it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now actually is we will copy this cylinder into the number that you want. Let's say 20, 50, 100, whatever. Select them and let's play with them a bit. So we're gonna do actually now, let's go to the maxscript listener. You can put it here as I showed before, or you can just come here, right click and say open listener window. You will get this area here, and when we write, if you are not following this, so you will find probably my video where we explain how to use maxscript. So let's do $sign selection. Okay, let's create a loop for I equal to 1 to $sign selection.count, which means that it will go through all this my selection. Do open and close brackets and do $sign selection and this symbol, I don't know what it's called, I, which means that it will go through each objects dot radius equal to random from, let's say, 10 to 30, and press shift enter or the enter in the pivot, the new pivot enter. So let's say shift enter. You can see that this cylinder has changed the radius randomly. Okay, so let's copy this, press Ctrl N and go to the maxscript editor and paste it here, so we will preserve it here. So now let's copy this line. The difference between this and the listener is that the listener will execute only one line at a time, but here you can execute multi-line at once. So let's go to the height now. Instead of the radius, press height. It means that we will act on the height and make it random from 100 to 200, or let's say 150 to 250. Control E, which will execute this, and you can see that we got this number. Now you will notice that it has nothing to do with our objects. You can make 30 cylinder, select them all, and then do this. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna create a loop. So actually what I will try to do in my following script is that do something somehow to make the space between them 0. It means that they will fit one to each other without leaving any space between them and without colliding. So we're gonna do create a loop for I equal to 1 to selection.count, do close and close bracket. Now just before this loop, let's create a variable named y pose equal to 0, and if you see here the axis, we are talking about the x-axis. So let's back to the maxscript editor, and instead of y name it x. Anyway, so what we're gonna do $selection of y dot position dot x dot pose dot x, it means that I will change the x, equal to x pose. Okay, and then I will change the x pose plus equal the radius. Okay, $sign selection dot I dot radius, and I will add as well x pose plus equal selection of y plus 1, which means the next object dot radius. But when I will execute this program, you will see that I will have an error message which says something that you got something wrong. What's going on? It's actually when I will get first, I got here TP instead of 2. So let's change it and execute it again. And I still have an error. So what is this error? Actually, when the script will get to this line, actually this is a loop, okay? And it will do 1, 2, the selection count number. It means that here I don't know how many objects I have, let's say 20. So it will execute this script inside between brackets 20 times. When it will get to the 20th time, it will look for the I plus 1. So he will not find this object because it doesn't exist. When I will get to the 20th object, he will look for the 20th one or the 21st object, and it doesn't exist. So what we have to do, we have just to make a condition, and we say whenever the I is smaller than the selection dot count, actually look for the one which is after. Otherwise, if I'm in the last object, don't look for it. Now, if I will execute this, I still have an error. What is it? Okay, anyone can block file name position line. Count is undefined. Where it is? Selection. Okay, which line? Line 14th. Yeah, there is an error here. Count. What's wrong for I equal to 1, 2, selection.count, 2. This is a problem. I decided to not prepare the video, so I'm dealing with it in real time. So what's going on? Selection.count, 2, open and close. Let's remove this and see what is the error. We still have an error. Forward to selection, 2. Maybe it's here. We have to chase this problem. Okay, if we remove all this, it's worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. Okay, so the problem is actually in this line. For I equal 1, 2, selection. Yeah, this I is the problem. That's it. Now, if we will execute this, you can see that objects are put together, one close to one. Sorry for that mistake, but you have to deal with it because I don't have to prepare the video, otherwise I will not publish anyone. So now if I remove these conditions, back to what I said, if we execute it, you will see that we will have the error that I said before because it will look for the last one. So we have to put the condition. So what we got here, we got this. Let's create a plan in the ground just to see how it looks like. Make it a green. And now what we have as problem here is that the texture is not well fit. So let's select these and go to the maxscript listener here. and try to do something on this one. We can do it manually here. Make the height here like here maybe. Yeah, this make it like 2. So let's do it in the maxscript. Okay, so let's go to the maxscript. Now whenever I will execute this, it will change. So what I'm gonna do, I will make these as a comment, so they will not be executed anymore. So we will keep this set. Nothing is happening actually because they are repositioned, replaced in the same place. I will go just here, for example, and I will say selection of y dot modifiers list of 1. Okay, so let's be sure about what I'm saying here, just to avoid the mistake. Let's say selection dot y dot one of these objects dot modifiers, and shift enter. You can see that it returns me the modifiers dot or let's say 1. It will returns me the value because the previous one was an array, a list of all the modifiers. Since there is only one, I will be able to access to it by adding this between, I don't know what is called, but 1, and then dot. Yeah, this is the problem. We can say show properties, show properties, yeah, and it will display all the properties here, and they will look for the util value here, dot util. What's wrong? Show properties function. Yeah, there is no properties for util, so we have to remove show properties. It's 1, and they will change it into 2, or let's say 3. Now you can see that this object has been changed. So now I will copy this, go to my script, paste it here, and change the 1 by I, and execute it. You can see that all the objects has the texture changed. Well, now what I'm gonna do is rotate actually, because all the textures has the same displaying, and it's annoying. So let's back here and work in the maxscript listener. Where is it? Okay, so instead of util, I will go to something else. I will go to the gizmo, which is, you know what is the gizmo? The gizmo is this modifier has a yellow thing here, if you can see, that you can change and move, and it affects the texture. This is the gizmo of that modifier. I can access to it actually from the maxscript. You can access everywhere with maxscript, even go to the supermarket and shop and so on. So I will check point rotation. Okay, and then I will go to the controller, and then I will go to the Z rotation, which is 180. I can change it here from here and make it 45 or something. So now I will just copy this line back to my editor, maxscript editor, and I will do it here and replace the 1 by I to go all the selection, and reselect the objects. And now if I will execute this, I will make the Z rotation equal to random 0360. And now if I press, you can see that they are actually changing. I will use as well another thing, which is the Z position. So I will go to the gizmo.pose.z equal to random minus 100 and 100. If I execute now, you can see that this particular graphic thing here is at the same level on the Z, and this is annoying as well. Now if I change this, you can see that they are more or less top or down. Okay, so that's it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hope that you learned something and hope that this is useful for some of you. Inshallah, I will do others videos occasionally, just like that, randomly, without any preparation. You have to deal with it, or you don't have to watch it. Thanks for watching. See you in another movie. Feel free to leave some comments, some actions. I will not promise to answer everything, but whenever I will have time, I will do it. Thanks for watching, and see you.